Good day and welcome to this week's A Week at the Plot. It's Thursday afternoon. I have been down here a couple of times. I was here on Monday to do some harvesting of lettuce, and I was down here yesterday. I was with Vanessa all Tuesday, so I didn't get here on Tuesday. And really I've just come down today to just sort of have a bit of time out from home where I've been working at my desk, and just to sort of look around and see what needs to be done. And one of the things that will need to be done today or tomorrow, I think it'll be tomorrow, is harvest our squash, because it looks as though the temperature is going to get down to 4 degrees, possibly 2 degrees overnight at the weekend. And that means here that the temperature could actually get to near freezing, or freezing in fact. So what I don't want to happen is for the few squash, the uchiki curry, I can't remember the other one. I've got two other types. One I think I know the variety. I think Vivi said what it was. The other one I have no idea what it is at all, but I want to harvest them. There aren't many, you know, it's not like Vivi's usual haul. And Greta's, have you seen Greta's haul in Newfoundland? I mean, just incredible, particularly considering her short growing season in Newfoundland. But yeah, it's I mean, I didn't sow any, you know, these that have actually come to fruit are all from the gate sales, so they didn't actually go in till later in June, I think. So yeah, I've got a few, but I want to take them home. Obviously I don't want them to freeze and then go to mush down here. But I've just been walking around and looking at things that need to be done, and one of the things that I am going to do this afternoon is gosh, it smells virtually alcoholic. This is our cucumber. As you will know, we sowed some cucumber seeds from Vivi last year, and we harvested seeds from a square one and a round one. We only sowed the square ones, and look, I think you'll agree that's, well, maybe it's square up top and round down below, but it's quite ripe, I think it's fair to say. And in fact, I think it's just about to go here. Can you see that? The colour's sort of changing, and it's sort of, I mean, the whole thing is soft, but up here it's actually quite soft. So I'm going to be splitting this open and taking the seeds out, and then fermenting the seeds. And then I will be popping them into this jar. You saw me do this last year or the year before, I can't remember, and I will link to it here, so I won't be doing that on camera. But what I have been doing this afternoon is going around and deciding where things are going to go. I have bought our garlic, and it's rather lovely, and I've just completely forgotten what the name of it is. It's something like Precosum or something like that. I'll put it down below. They're sort of quite chunky cloves, if I can tear these bits off. See, there's a clove there, they're quite chunky cloves. Not that many around the center, so yeah, quite happy with those. And I think I bought a few too many, to be fair. I don't think I was really noticing what I was doing, but I will be able to share them with other people, which of course is great. What I was also buying the other day, and my head clearly wasn't in that either, the garlic came from Tamar Organics. I bought broad bean Claudia Aquadulce from Tamar. I also bought First Early Pea, which is an overwintering pea, from Tamar. And then from Vital Seeds, where I bought the 2024 calendar. If you've never had their calendar, do have a look at it. It's $16.95, I think, but it's a really lovely calendar, as you saw at the beginning. I also bought more Claudia Aquadulce from them. So I've got plenty of places for broad beans, and you know what, that's fine by me, because we really do like broad beans. So if I end up having 2 full beds of broad beans here, that is not going to be a problem for me at all. It will be great, in fact. Early peas, I haven't done early peas, overwintering peas, for decades. I think the last time I did them, Dad will have been sort of at the plot as well, or in our garden helping me do them, or maybe not helping me. Maybe I was around sort of 11 or 12, so he might have been keeping an eye on what I was doing, but I was getting on and doing them. And in fact, now I say that, I can remember the patch where I last sowed Meteor peas, which overwintered in Guernsey absolutely fine. But these are first early, they're a special overwintering pea, and I haven't quite decided what bed they're going to go into yet. And then going back to the garlic, I was buying garlic just to do in troughs. I decided I couldn't not do garlic, but you know that we have a prevalence for white rot on our plot, but I bought a bit too many garlic, so I think I will be doing some garlic in the ground. I'll also be doing some in containers, in troughs. And the reason I'm doing that is because when we had a compost delivery a few weeks ago, what I didn't know is somebody had bought me some compost in their order as a thank you for all the work that I have done in my time as chair here, which was lovely, absolutely lovely. So I have more compost than I thought I was going to have, store-bought compost. So I'm going to be doing garlic in containers, because if the outside ones in the ground do get white rot, I'm hoping that the ones that we do in containers will be absolutely fine. So yeah, I'm just sort of plotting and planning, and that's fine for today. That's fine for today. Plus doing that little bit of seed saving from the cucumber. And as you saw at the beginning, even though it's the 12th of October, I hadn't turned the calendar yet. You know, I mean, I know we were in Wales. I could have done it sort of last Friday, but I didn't, you know. So yeah, I think that's most probably the latest I've turned the calendar on camera forever, I think. Forever, which of course in a week at the plot terms is 3.5 years. So yeah, quite or almost 3.5 years, quite a milestone. Every week's a milestone though, isn't it? That's what I've realized over the last few weeks. Every week is a gift and every week is a milestone. Anyway, I am going to do that little bit of seed saving, and then I'll most probably pop back at the end and show you the squidginess in the glass jar. Yum. Or actually, not smelling yum and not tasting yum, but next year hopefully some of these seeds will germinate well and grow well and will be tasting yum. We do have other cucumber seeds, so it'll be interesting to see how these may compare to others that we grow. So I'll do a highly scientific experiment next year, this coming growing year that we're in now for me, of these seeds compared to last year's seeds. So these seeds compared to parent seeds of these, if you see what I mean. So it'll be interesting. I reckon we'll most probably get 40, 60, 80 seeds from this harvest here. I've noticed that some of the seeds are flat and have no sort of innards. They're almost translucent, whilst the seeds that we will be keeping are sort of nicely rounded around the middle and have clearly formed well as a seed. So anyway, if you have a look at the video of me seed saving cucumber seeds last year, you'll know maybe a bit more of what I'm talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then just ask me in the comments below and I will come back to you. But these are going to sit, I think, with maybe just a few tablespoons of water, because there's a lot of liquid in here, a few tablespoons of tap water on our windowsill for the next 3 or 4 days, and they will ferment. And then I'll be giving them a shake every day, and we'll be able to look at the seeds next week, I would have thought, at some point. Anyway, I'm going to go now before I start waffling. See you very soon. We've got a work party on Saturday. Whether I'll be down tomorrow, Friday or not, or whether we pick up after the work party on Saturday afternoon or Sunday, I don't know. But we will know when I do pick up. Oh, need to do those squash. Yeah, we'll see you before Saturday. Bye. Or before Saturday evening, night anyway, yeah. Bye. A little ladybird. I'll put that one on the lettuce. Good day. Not a particularly good squash harvest this year, but I guess not bad considering we didn't sow any seeds and these were heavily discounted plants that were left over from the plant sale in June. So they went into the ground quite late and we've got some. These are all uchiki curry. I think, did Vivi say these are teddy bear? This one on the end here, I've got no idea what that is at all. It seems to be going a sort of slightly yellow colour. It was green, but it's going slightly yellow. But yeah, that's our squash harvest for this year. As I say, not much, but it looks rather elegant in this sunshine. One of our plot holders was doing some work on a fellow plot holder's plum tree the other day and brought this to me. It looks like cushion bracket fungus to me. Felinus pomaceus. I've looked it up and that's what it seems to be called, but I know it is cushion bracket. Sort of a bit like a bit hoof shaped as well, a bit oyster shaped actually, ormer shaped I think. And I don't think it's good news. This branch weighs virtually nothing. It's had the life sucked out of it, and you can see here this wood in the middle is just completely dead, and that's what happens. It gets to the heartwood and then just destroys it. So I'm going to have to look at this plum tree over the, well, we got a work party tomorrow, so we might have a look at it tomorrow, because if it's heavily infected, then maybe the plum needs to come out. It's quite an old plum as well. It's been sort of around for quite a few decades at the back of somebody's plot behind the communal shed. So we'll have a look tomorrow. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this into a Hessian sack and put the Hessian sack into a black plastic bag, and then this will go on the bonfire, our 5th of November bonfire, in, what's that, about 3 weeks time, 4 weeks time, something like that. 3 weeks I think, ish. It's really been a day of heavy rain this morning and then sunshine. I mean, look at the sky over there is lovely and blue with those clouds. And we spin around here, you can see those clouds are grayer, but certainly not as grey as the clouds earlier today. And there's much to do on the plot. I think all I'm going to do now is take the squash plants out of here and chop them up a bit and pop them into our compost bins, because I think this bed is then going to be weeded and it's going to be used for broad beans, I think. But of course, what I do have over here, encroachment of Cinquefoil. So yeah, I'm gonna get on and give this bed a really good weed. I'm not sure it will be done today, but I'll definitely take the squash plants out today. I think it's fair to say that even though the wind is really getting up and it's beginning to spit now, the mood took me, so I got on and weeded this whole bed as well as clearing it of the plants. And this was my own perennial weed compost bin, and I was rather shocked to find quite how much detritus there is. Plastic, labels, yeah, all of that is destined for our black bin at home. Pleased to have got that bed started and the outside beginning to be sorted. I did disturb a frog here. He's been rehomed into here because this is going to be done later in the or in the winter months. This is going to be done. But yeah, I'm glad the mood took me and I got this job done. Now I'm going to go home and dispose of the contents of that black bucket into our home black bin. See you again soon. Bye. Good day. As you can see, I've taken down the final tomato frame that we put up and removed the bottles that we use. They have the plastic bottom cut out and they're upturned, and we use those to water directly to the roots of the courgettes and the cucumbers. And yeah, it's rather a mess, and there's sort of lots of stinging nettles there as well. You can see at the back beyond the courgette. We had a really cold night last night. It got down to 1 degree down here. I think there may have been some frosts on some parts of the site, but nothing visually frost-like here. But yeah, I'm getting this bed done today, or at least starting to get it done, because we've got a few cold nights ahead, and I think we're sort of back to normal October temperatures now, which is grand, Right, better crack on. Well, I've done as much as I feel I can do today. I'm going to take my advice of, was it earlier in the week or last week, where I said when you start flagging, see if you can bring an end to that job, because you'll just end up doing a worse job than you would do if you came back fresh and continued another day. So I'm taking that advice, and I'm going to go home, have some lunch, and then edit this a week at the plot and upload it for tomorrow morning. But yeah, when I was hand weeding this bit at the bottom here, there was just so much Cinquefoil and Oxalis clover in there that I realized I needed to do a better job and really get as much of the Cinquefoil out as possible, because if I just cover the Cinquefoil with cardboard and then put a tarp on top, what's going to happen is that the roots of the Cinquefoil, which are a tap root, they develop into a really deep tap root that can go down like 12-18 inches. It will just carry on bulking itself out and getting nutrition into the root and storing energy in the root and grabbing more nutrients into that root, and then one day it'll go, right, I'm going to go for it, and it will come through to the surface, it'll come through cardboard, and it will just sort of proliferate again. Let's take a closer look at what I've done. I cleared the spent stinging nettles from around this side. There's fresh stinging nettles coming here, which are fine. I'll clear some of these over here another day. They went into a compost bin, and I think I'm going to use them for compost tea. But then when I started doing this with my hand fork, you can see I did about a foot and a bit, and I thought, no, it needs deeper forking. So that's what I've done here, deeper forking, and it needed to be done, because if I don't do that, then that Cinquefoil, as I say, is just going to take hold and it will become an absolute nightmare. So it sort of starts, have I got any over here? Yeah, it starts as a, even that is quite big. Let's go to the other side. Just a tiny bit of root of Cinquefoil can get a plant growing, and this is the one that trails for ages like a wild strawberry. And then you can see here this taproot, it's thickening as it goes, well, thickening, it obviously taps down, so it's narrow at the bottom, but it's thickening as it grows, just like that one there. And these can go, as I say, down 12 to 18 inches, and will just sort of lay dormant until they go, you know what, we're going to go for it. So they really need to come out. Though I'm also wondering, there is so much Cinquefoil on this plot, on this side of the plot. I am wondering how I really can keep on top of it. And you know what, on the paths, I'm not sure I can. I'm wondering whether I put some type of edging, slate edging, vertically down here to stop it encroaching this way. If I put bricks, which was my original thought, that it will just sort of go through the gaps in the bricks and develop. But yeah, I'm going to leave this for today. But you know what? It's a good start. It's a good start. That's about, I think, 3/4 done. I just got a quarter to go. And what I most probably will do is rake it flat and then leave it exposed so that any weeds that are still in there have a chance to sort of come out to the sunlight, and then I can pick them off as they grow. But I'm also thinking I really need to sort this area out underneath these blueberries, because again it's sort of encroaching from under there as well. Jobs to do, jobs to do. I was hoping that I'd get that whole bed done today, but it's not going to happen, so that's fine. I'm taking my advice, as I say, you know, I know that if I continue doing that job with a lack of energy that I have at the moment, I just won't do it very well, and I'll need to do it again. I'll most probably fork it all over again anyway in a week or so, but we'll pick up with it next week. It was quite an energetic day yesterday at our work party. So that's 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock, and there's sort of tea and cake at the end of it. And I know Richard says in the Sunday chat that it's all sort of socializing and tea and chat and cake and biscuits. But actually a lot of work does get done, and I will show you the work that we did yesterday in next week's A Week at the Plot. But look, I'm glad to have I'm glad to have made a really good dent in that bed today. I thought I'd get it sorted. all today and I haven't, but I'm not going to whinge and moan about it. That's the state of play. You know, we start things and think, hang on, I need to do more than I thought. And it's best to do it properly at that stage rather than sort of take shortcuts and think, oh, I'll just cover it anyway. Because certainly in my case, that Cinquefoil will show its head again. Anyway, I hope whatever you are doing in your garden, your growing space or your allotment is going well. And I hope you have some sunshine like we have here, even though it is getting a little bit nippy. However, look, I mean, I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt that's rolled up and 2 t-shirts, and I am absolutely well warm enough. And it's saying it's 8 degrees. No, it's saying it's 14 degrees at the moment. So yeah, in the sun, it's rather lovely. If I went into the shade, I think it would be a little bit nippy. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Any comments, any questions, please do leave them down below. Do check out our newsletter if you haven't already. You can sign up for the newsletter in the link below here. And I will see you next week for more A Week at the Plot. See you very soon. Happy growing. Bye.